Welcome back to the Banganator podcast, brought to you by your host, Esley Banga. Episode 18, week 18 in the NFL, and a wild card round preview. Them Cowboys did not do well in their season finale. They lost, 26-6 against the Commanders? That ain't good enough. And you play most of your starters. Come on, Cowboys. Come on. But before we get started, it's my trophy. Yes, sir. Yup. Let's freaking go. So I get to hold on to this for the next year and try to defend my championship and try to keep this for another year. But hey, I'm gonna enjoy this for right now. So let's freaking go. Thank you to all my subscribers and my viewers that view my videos and like them. Keep doing that so I can keep bringing y'all content. Let's get to it. The Cowboys in week 18 lose to the Commanders 26-6. And it's a shame because, like I mentioned earlier, they played most of their starters most of the game. Because at the time, we didn't know if the Eagles were going to win. They ended up winning, but for most of the game, we didn't know that. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter if we won or lost, because since the Eagles won, we still have the 5 seed. So it didn't matter if we won or lost. We would have been the 5 seed no matter what. But the fact that we played that horribly against a team that didn't even make the playoffs, that tells you how confident I am in the Cowboys right now going into the playoffs. So Dak Prescott, 14-37, horrible, well below 50%. 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Again, Dak with them interceptions. And Dak's interception, that was BS, bro. Like, Dak did not go through his reads on that play. The play before the interception, the pick 6, he threw it to the same receiver. It was a hitch route. It should have been a pick 6 then, but the cornerback dropped it. Next play, throws the exact same route, the exact same receiver. Cornerback doesn't even respect the route. He reads it all the way, jumps in front of it, pick 6. Come on, bruh. Be better. 64 rushing yards total. That's not good enough. Zeke, Tony Pollard, where y'all at? Be better in the playoffs. CeeDee Lamb, he was the only really person who did decent. 52 yards, 1 touchdown. So the only person receiving wise that did decent. But all our receivers, everybody who caught a ball, 128 total yards. Come on, bro. Once again, that ain't good enough. Third down efficiency, 4 of 18. We converted 4 out of 18 third downs. Every time I looked up, we kept going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Punt, punt, punt. Come on, y'all. We were making the Commanders defense look like the number 1 defense in the whole entire league. That's how we were making them look like. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Commanders deserve a round of applause for what they did. Holding us like they did. But Cowboys, we know we better than that. So why did that happen? Cowboys defense they underperformed as well. 3 sacks. Rookie linebacker Sam Williams, he had a sack, and Micah Parsons, he had half a sack. But 3 sacks, that's okay. 1 interception by Malik Hooker. Other than that, we weren't playing like we usually played because we gave up 26 points. You give up 26 points in the playoffs, which is now. Playoffs are here now. Then you're asking for trouble because it's going to be a tight game. But all in all, no, I am not confident going forward playing against the Bucks. I'm not confident at all. Cowboys keep having these performances where, you play up to par, you play good against these good teams, but you play bad against the worst teams. The worst teams and middle of the pack teams, the teams that you should be beating. I don't get it. I don't. You know, those annoying fans. Oh, Cowboys going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Cowboys going to win it. Cowboys going to go to end it. No. How am I supposed to believe something's going to happen when it hasn't happened in my entire existence, in my lifetime yet? Cowboys last win, February 1996. I was born November 1997. We haven't even been to an NFC championship game in that time. The Cowboys play the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. All eyes on us. They're making us wait the longest. It's going to be the last game of the wild card round. 7:15 Central Time on ESPN and ABC. So, week 1 of the NFL season, we played each other. The Bucks won 19-3. Dak got hurt. We couldn't do anything on offense or defense. But we're a different team now. We have been better on defense, creating hella turnovers most of the season. Our offense is way better, creating a lot of points, a lot of touchdowns, 30, 40 points most games. And the Buccaneers, they've been injured most of the year. Mike Evans was out. A lot of their offensive linemen was out. Some of their linebackers were out throughout the season. But now they're finally clicking and they're back. They're healthy again. And we're playing up and down. So we should win because our roster is better. Bucks are the underdogs, but I expect us to lose because that's what the Cowboys do in the playoffs. It's sad to say, but that's what I expect. We haven't succeeded yet and gotten to an NFC championship, so I don't expect us to. So that's where I'm at with it, unfortunately. Now, I'm going to give y'all my top 4 favorite things from Week 18 in the NFL in football terms. And I'm going to run through these kind of quickly. So on first down, my number 1 favorite thing was the NFL supporting Damar Hamlin from the Bills. Everybody knows how he collapsed on the field Monday night, week 17. And since then, everybody in the NFL community has just been surrounding him with support, praying for him, thinking about him. And then NFL week 18, everybody was wearing Damar Hamlin jerseys and shirts. Every team honored Damar Hamlin by having a special announcement and a moment of silence for him, just to think about him. So I'm so glad that he got better. He was released from the hospital. He's in high spirits, and he thanked everybody for supporting him, for donating money to his foundation, and just for thinking about him and praying for him. So that's touching right there. On second down, the Buffalo Bills kick return touchdowns, 2 kick return touchdowns in their win versus the Patriots, 35 to 23. That was crazy. First play of the game, kick return touchdown. Tell me that they were playing inspired. They were playing for somebody on their mind. That was Damar Hamlin. And then in the middle of the game, another kick return touchdown. Come on, y'all. Come on. That's special right there. And the game was good, but then second half, Bills pulled away. And they show who they are. So they ready for the playoffs. On third down, my third favorite thing is the Lions keeping the Packers out of the playoffs, winning 20-16. We don't have to see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs again. We don't have to see him lose against the 49ers again. So, and personally, against the Cowboys, Aaron Rodgers is a Cowboys killer. He stays winning against us, whether in Green Bay or in Dallas. So glad we don't have to see him again. Bye-bye, Aaron Rodgers. And on fourth down, my fourth favorite thing is, I hate to say it, but Sam Howell playing well against the Cowboys. Now, he's the third string quarterback, and second string quarterback Taylor Heinicke actually pushed for Sam Howell to start, which is nice of him. That just tells you how good of a person Taylor Heinicke is. But Sam Howell, this is my fourth favorite thing because I was watching Sam Howell from the University of North Carolina whenever he was there in college. So he's a rookie right now. I was rooting for his success, and Didn't think his success would come against us, but it did. He went 11-19, 169 yards, one nice touchdown, and one interception. It was a good performance. He had that nice rushing touchdown. It was badass. So that was off of a read option. So Sam Howell, keep doing your thing. I hope you're successful. Hopefully not against us in the future. So that wraps up my top 4 favorite things from Week 18. Time to talk about my Texas Longhorns. Texas basketball, they doing good right now. Men's basketball, they 12-2, 5th in the Big 12. And their most recent games, they did lose 116-103 versus TCU, but then they bounced back and won 56-46 against Oklahoma State. I personally watched that game, and it was a good game through and through. I thought that Oklahoma, it was a good game. It was a good game. I couldn't tell who was going to win, but it was back and forth, back and forth. But Timmy Allen, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Marcus Carr, 12 points, 4 assists. They were the only 2 on the roster that put up double digits. So, and on top of that, former head coach Chris Beard was officially fired. At first he was suspended, but now he's fired. So we don't have to worry about those distractions anymore. They seem to be doing well. Record 12-2, so I say they are. Hey, Texas women's basketball doing good too. They 12-5. They 3rd in the Big 12, and their last 3 games they won 81-69 versus TCU. Deanna Gaston, she was the leading scorer, 20 points. They lost 86-82 versus Oklahoma State. Deanna Gaston had 22 points, but despite her performance, they lost anyways. And they won big 72-59 versus Kansas State. Shaylee Gonzalez had 26 points. Usually it's Deanna Gaston or Rory Harmon getting points, getting buckets. But Shaylee Gonzalez, she can get hers too. So all in all, Texas basketball doing great. And I expect to see both of them in the tournament. The Mavericks, as of Thursday, January 12th, they're 23-19. They lost 124-95 versus the Celtics. Everybody played poorly. They won 127-117 versus the Pelicans. Luka had a triple-double, 34, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. Christian Wood had 28 points in that game and 6 rebounds. They won 120-109 versus the Thunder. No Luka. Luka didn't play. Christian Wood, lead a man, 27 points, 17 rebounds. Tim Hardaway had 19 points. So, man, Christian Wood is clearly our second best player. I'm glad we got him in the offseason. And then we lost 113-109 versus the Clippers with no Paul George. That was disappointing, but Luka had 43, 11 rebounds, and we still couldn't win. So that was disappointing, especially without Paul George. But hey, so they playing okay. Luka's still playing like the MVP. Thank y'all for watching this episode of the Banganator podcast. Keep liking, subscribing so I can keep bringing y'all more content. And please follow the Banganator podcast Instagram. Let's hope and pray that the Cowboys get this wild card dub against the Buccaneers. And I'll see y'all next week. Go Cowboys.
The Banganator podcast is brought to you by Esley Banga, diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys since 1997. How about them Cowboys?